In French, we saw that before gender of words is difficult, there is no rule, and most of the time it doesn't really matter, unless it actually does. This is part 2 of the lesson of the gender of words that matter, where the words change meaning with their gender. This is what you will be able to do after watching this lesson. You will know and use 12 new French words of vocabulary in French. And again, if you're advanced, study the examples so you learn new spoken French structures. As usual, you can download the full written lesson in PDF format on communefrancaise.com. It is completely free. Just leave your first name and email and you will get the PDF immediately. Then you can print it, save it, take notes, share it with your friends, read it later. It's really up to you. It is completely free. Check it out. Don't miss it. Bonjour, c'est Géraldine. Bienvenue sur Commune Française. Allez, c'est parti. The first word today is mi-temps. We talked about it with chèvre. Check it out in part 1, of the lesson. Don't miss part 1. We say une or la mi-temps in feminine, une or la mi-temps to mean a half or a half time in a game. A half, so the middle, or a half time where you have 2 of those. Pretty easy. For example, je vais passer aux toilettes vite fait pendant la mi-temps. Je vais passer aux toilettes vite fait pendant la mi-temps. That's me very often. But un mi-temps is exactly the same structure as chèvre and coffee that we saw in part number 1. Un mi-temps is actually un travail à mi-temps. Un travail à mi-temps, which is a part-time job. But again, just like for un fromage de chèvre, we remove the travail à and we just stick it together and that makes un mi-temps. Un mi-temps. For example, Pierre a pris un mi-temps pour pouvoir s'occuper de ses enfants. Pierre a pris un mi-temps pour pouvoir s'occuper de ses enfants. Pierre a pris un mi-temps pour pouvoir s'occuper de ses enfants. Pierre took a part-time job so he can take care of his kids. The second word today is physique. Physique. La physique in feminine is physics. La physique. Pretty easy. For example, la physique est la matière préférée d'Arthur. La physique est la matière préférée d'Arthur. But, in plural, le physique is physique or build. I didn't know you could translate it in physique in English. I think it's true. Le physique is how you look, actually. Le physique. For example, le physique est un élément important si on veut devenir mannequin. Le physique est un élément important si on veut devenir mannequin. How you look is important if you want to become a model. Yeah, kind of. The third word today is mousse. Mousse. La mousse in feminine is foam or moss on the rocks or mousse in cooking. Okay, you have these 3 words. La mousse, so that's foam, that's moss on rocks or mousse in cooking. La mousse. For example, j'aime avoir de la mousse dans mon bain. J'aime avoir de la mousse dans mon bain. I like to have foam in my bath. In everyday familiar spoken French, which is not vulgar, une mousse is a beer as well. Une mousse for a beer. Une mousse. For example, je vais prendre une mousse pour l'apéro. Je vais prendre une mousse pour l'apéro. I'm going to have a beer for l'apéro. Je vais prendre une mousse pour l'apéro. In masculine form though, un mousse is a young sailor, like someone who's learning how to become a sailor. Un mousse. For example, mon fils s'est engagé dans la marine, il va être mousse. Mon fils s'est engagé dans la marine, il va être mousse. My son decided to join the Navy, he's going to become a young sailor. Mon fils s'est engagé dans la marine, il va être mousse. The fourth word today is somme. Somme. La somme in feminine, la somme is a sum, a total or an amount of money. Okay, you see the idea. La somme. For example, J'ai fait la somme de nos dépenses, tu me dois 80 euros. J'ai fait la somme de nos dépenses, tu me dois 80 euros. I did the total of how much we spent, you owe me 80 euros. J'ai fait la somme de nos dépenses, tu me dois 80 euros. La somme with a big S, la somme is un département as well, un département. Just like la Manche that we saw in part number 1. La Manche. Here we have la somme. Un somme, though, in masculine form, un somme is everyday spoken French, again, not vulgar at all, for a nap. Un somme. We say faire un somme or piquer un somme. Faire un somme or piquer un somme. That's the expression to say to have a nap. For example, je suis crevé, je vais faire un somme après le déjeuner. Je suis crevé, je vais faire un somme après le déjeuner. I'm exhausted, I'm going to have a nap after lunch. We very often also say un petit somme, but that doesn't mean it's going to be 10 minutes, it might be 3 hours. That's very French, but that's how we say it. Je suis crevé, je vais faire un somme après le déjeuner. It's a very nice way to talk about a nap. The fifth word is mort. La mort, you probably already know this one, is death. La mort, death. For example, La mort de Marat est un tableau de Jacques-Louis David peint en 1793. La mort de Marat est un tableau de Jacques-Louis David peint en 1793. It's a very, very famous painting. La mort de Marat is a painting by Jacques-Louis David painted in 1793. But le mort is a dead person. Le mort. If you want to put it in feminine form, this time you have to say la morte. La morte. You can't hear it, I say t at the end. La morte. But le mort, you don't say the t at the end, and that's a dead person. Le mort ou la morte. For example, le mort a été retrouvé au pied d'un arbre. Le mort a été retrouvé au pied d'un arbre. The dead person was found at the bottom of the tree. Le mort a été retrouvé au pied d'un arbre. And the last one of this lesson is faux. Faux. Faux as an adjective means fake. That's the adjective. Faux means fake. So, un faux in masculine form, un faux is a fake or a forgery. A fake or a forgery for un faux. For example, je suis au regret de vous annoncer que ce tableau est un faux. Je suis au regret de vous annoncer que ce tableau est un faux. I'm really sorry to announce that this painting is a forgery, a fake. Je suis au regret de vous annoncer que ce tableau est un faux. Une faux, though in feminine form, is a size. Une faux. Une faux. For example, ma tondeuse à gazon est en panne, j'ai plus qu'à sortir ma faux. This is spoken French. Ma tondeuse à gazon est en panne, j'ai plus qu'à sortir ma faux. My engine for mowing the lawn, I don't know how you call that, is broken, has broken down, so I have to get my scythe out of my tool shed, for example. Yeah, that's going to be very long. Just for your information, there are more words than that change meaning with gender. But I took the one that you might actually hear and use in your everyday French, okay? There are more than that. I could do more lessons on this topic, but I think 2 is enough. So if you hear of more of them, just add them in the comments. That will be fun for us to share. And students will love to hear about the new ones as well. Let's do a quiz now to test yourself. How do you say a nap in familiar French? A nap in familiar French. It's not vulgar at all. It's just everyday spoken French. How do you say a forgery or a fake? A forgery or a fake. It's just like the adjective. What's the gender as well? How do you say a beer in everyday spoken French, in familiar French? How do you say a beer? Don't forget the spelling and the gender matter today. A nap in familiar spoken French is un somme, un somme. A forgery is un faux. Un faux. Okay? It's masculine. And a beer is une mousse. Une mousse. Une mousse in feminine. Et toi? Use your new vocabulary. Write a sentence in the comments with one word from the lesson. Give it a try. It's a fantastic way for you to practice your French. If you like this lesson, especially with the 2 parts, share it with your friends. That would be fantastic. It's a great way to support my free work on Comme une Française. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can put a thumb up, for example, or if you want, you can subscribe to the channel if you want, so you don't miss any lesson in the future. You can also share it on Facebook, on Twitter, by email, by telling your friends about it, or even telling your French class about this lesson. Other students might like it as well. If you want more spoken French, get my 10-day everyday French crash course. It's a completely free mini course by email to sound French, even to the French. Just go to commeunefrancaise.com, leave your first name and email, and you will get lesson 1 immediately. It's completely free. You can unsubscribe anytime if you don't like it, but students seem to like it very much. I wish you une bonne journée, a good day, une bonne soirée, a good evening, or maybe une bonne nuit, a good night if you're going to bed, and I will see you next time. Allez, salut!